morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another day of the video diary. How's it going today? Today I have arrived on campus and I've just taken off. You know how like car sellers put a sticker in the back of the car being like, oh, this car was sold here. Like, I'm not driving around fucking advertising your business, and all I can see in the rearview mirror is this fucking sticker, so I've taken it off. And it's much better. Also, just parked next to a Renault Megane. I drive a Renault Clio nowadays. Me and Laura were talking about yesterday how like basically the small car kind of died a couple of years ago. Like back in the times when my Fiat was being made, my old Fiat Punto, my 53 plate, that was a small car. Like a 3-door Fiat Punto was a small car. Likewise, the Clio was about the same size. A bit like how the Corsas are small. Vauxhall Corsas are small. The step up from Vauxhall Corsa is an Astra. If you want a bigger car, you buy an Astra. Well, I just parked next to a 3-door Megane, which is the step up from the Clio, size-wise. My car's bigger. Why? I'm not really complaining too much because, I mean, like yesterday we had loads of shopping and it fit in the boot fine because the boot's bigger than my old car. But like, small cars kind of died a death and now they're coming back. Like, you either want basically that sized car, which is quite, it's like middle range size between like the MPVs and the stuff like that. But then the other thing, so I've just been put off by a builder who just shouted out, basically if you want a smaller car you have to buy like a smart car or like a Citroen C1 or something, which are tiny, or Twingos. Anyway, it's enough of that. Basically, yeah, cars get bigger over time, lol. Otherwise though, we're on campus. I'm heading to the library now. I have a lecture at 9 o'clock, cryptography. So, just kill a bit of time basically in the library. Got reports to do, so I do a bit of my report and then head over. Every time I come to the library there, it beeps at me as I walk through. I don't know why. Oh god, it's cold. It's nice and warm in here, but it makes you realise how cold it is outside, lol. The library has been remarkably occupied this morning. You can tell it's the last week of term. People quite clearly had done all-nighters last night and were finishing up stuff. So, strange. Otherwise though, what I've done is I have sat in the library for the past hour and I've raced ahead on the content that's going to be put in this lecture and the lecture after it later on today. Because the lecture is quite slow and boring, I feel like it's better to do it in your own time and then kind of listen absent-mindedly than try and do it in the lecture when you're cramped and stuff. Otherwise though, I'm heading to the lecture a bit early to try and get a good seat so that I can sit absent-mindedly and listen, but do so at the back of the lecture instead of at the front, which just means sitting on my own, but YOLO. I succeeded in racing ahead in cryptography. We're now working in the lab. I'm doing my report. It's really boring, so I just come out to talk to you, lol. Oh man, can't be bothered. And I've had enough of sitting and working in that little room for a bit. The cryptography this morning was really slow. What I basically did was spend an hour working on the notes beforehand, and then spent about 15 minutes of the lecture doing the rest of the notes for the rest of the day. So now I've done all the cryptography lectures, 2 hours worth of cryptography lectures in an hour and 15 minutes. And he still fell behind on the first one of those lectures. So basically during the lecture I was just kind of like pottering and listening at the same time. In this next lecture I'm going to sit and I'm going to go over the group Word document because someone has just gone through and made a load of changes to it. Well, not made a load of suggestions for changes. So I'm going to go over and review all those basically. And yeah, otherwise I've just been sat doing HCI. I'm maybe just over a third through, nearly a halfway through, and I'm losing the water live. So I've come for a wander, walk up and down these stairs because it's good for you, and I'm thinking about going to go get a tea. God damn it, it's so boring. It's one of them things that naturally happens towards the end of term. You get to like the last couple of bits of work and you're like, oh, I can't be arsed. Especially when they're boring, like essays, which are intrinsically boring. Cup of tea or not a cup of tea? I think cup of tea. Let's just cave. It's only 60p, Joby. And we're done for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Heading back home. It's about 20 to 5. It's 20 to 5 and we're heading back. Oh, car's still there. Yep, it's the blue one. I nearly went to a Fiat Punto down there. That was awkward. So the final lecture, I got myself a cup of tea. 65 pence. Rip off. Anyway, the last cryptography lecture was as boring as I'd imagined, considering I did it ahead of time, so I had advance notice of how boring it was going to be. And I was sat there and I was going through some of the revisions of our document for the group project. And then we had a meeting after where we had like 15 minutes with the lecturer, being like, so here's what we've done, like what do you think, kind of thing. Not that he didn't see it, but we kind of like discussed. And we discussed like the structure and the format, and like the ordering of all the stuff in there. And we've basically come to the assumption that we've got quite a bad structure and we need to restructure everything. It's going to be a mess. There are areas that are well written and have been over several times. And I blow my own trumpet, but I wrote those sections. But there are other sections that just that either aren't finished yet or don't fit in very well at all. And they then have to be split into the sections that I've already sat and polished. So it's going to be a mess over the next couple of days. But like, it is essentially just a formatting job. But like, how many people can format things? You know what I mean? I'm trying to lean back and stay away from it, but I don't know how much other people are going to do on the topic. So, but otherwise, just got back home. I need to figure out that car. I need to figure out gear changes and stuff, because it's not ideal at this precise moment in time. I feel, because the clutch is a lot higher than normal, than the old car, that I don't let go of it early enough and things like that. So yeah, that's the one thing I need to get used to. Otherwise though, tonight I'm not really planning on doing much since I was so busy yesterday. I'm planning on kind of relaxing tonight as much as possible, but we'll see. I don't particularly know, to be honest with you. Depends what Laura's up to. If Laura's doing stuff, then I'll do stuff as well. I want a friend. But I always got Graham. Graham's always my friend. It's what you do when you're lonely. You buy a friend. Hello, Graham. Put a nose out to see what's going on. Someone say my name. Someone say my name? Don't know. Otherwise, I've got fish for dinner tonight. So, I think Laura's doing her exercises though, which means we've got to wait for dinner. Which is annoying because I'm hungry. And we totally decided to just have pyjamas and watch 2 episodes of House of Cards. Dun dun dun. 2 episodes in one night though. We're going to end up finishing soon. It's not good. It's not good at all. But yeah, so relatively chilled apart from mild inputs on group chats that's going on about the group coursework, as different party members have arguments and don't really get anywhere, and I just kind of step in and go, oh well, why do we do this? But yeah, so cool beans. And Graham came out for ages as well. She's there, wants to come out again. But that's all, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow, working from home. Finishing report. I'm going to finish my HCI report tomorrow, and then group coursework in the evening or / afternoon. Catch you later.